Hello, welcome back to Talk with Sharifa. My name is Sharifa, and my music name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please check out my How I Became a Targeted Individual summary and or full story, and the links to both of those videos are in the description box as well as in the comment section. This is not a long video, guys. I actually just came across another Targets page yesterday, and I saw something on their channel that caught my attention. I saw thought manipulation videos, and they even shared a clip from a popular YouTube channel where they were discussing the use of the technology that causes the thought manipulation. So I've shared a plethora of information on my channel. For those of you that follow me, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're new to my channel, then welcome. You're at the right spot if you're a target. This channel is full of information. Not only do I tell my story on this channel, but then I also provide documentation, patents, evidence, and information about the technological devices used on targeted individuals. And not just the technological devices, but also the methods and tactics used on targeted individuals. So I just wanted to show you all. This is really just a screen recording. I just wanted to screen record that short clip that this fellow target I found yesterday shared about the technology. And then I also wanted to share a 5-minute video where he briefly talked about his experience with this technology. And he even named a doctor that discusses this technology. Actually, via his channel, I was able to realize that the DARPA Harvard scientist video that I've referenced in some of my prior videos, the video where I'm talking about, the scientist that kind of legitimizes, not just kind of, he does legitimize the targeted individual program. And he talks about what the agenda of the program is. I didn't realize that was Robert Duncan. That video, I found that by fluke. I've been doing a lot of research since I came back to Ireland last year. If you've followed my story, you're familiar with what I'm talking about. I left Ireland last year around summertime. I resigned from my teaching job and I tried to relocate because of what was happening on Ireland. And I was not aware at the time that I was a target. I've been targeted since 2020. Did not know I was a target. I sent the text message. Again, if you haven't heard my story, please listen so that you're familiar with what I'm talking about. I sent the text message when I graduated from college, got back home, sent that text message, and became a target in 2020. Started teaching. I taught for 2 years. The activity on island started to get a little bit worse. Did not know I was a target. I thought it was some sort of spiteful retaliation being done to me because I sent the text message. I tried to relocate last year. Last year around summertime I left. Some things happened. The program followed me because I didn't know it was a program. I had some major, or I guess you could say egregious reactions to the covert harassment that I was receiving, and my targeting went viral. And I ended up coming back to Ireland. So I came back around November of last year. And after doing that, after getting back on Ireland, I said I need to do research because I knew something wasn't right. I knew things were more serious, obviously, than what I really thought it was, So I started doing research. I typed in, I think what I typed in was people being stalked by groups of people. That's what I typed in because after what I experienced after trying to relocate off island, the gang stalking and the harassment was way worse, and some of the things that they were doing, the way they were syncing, the way that they were just like, I don't know, the way they had it put together, the program on the mainland, I just knew something. I knew it was some sort of program, some sort of system, some sort of something more than what I realized or what I thought. So when I got back to Ireland, that was when I was like, no, I got to do research. I was like, there's no way I'm the only person on this island or in the world that's going through this or that has ever gone through this. I'm hearing Rev in the background when I said on this island, because I've said this in prior videos. To my knowledge, I believe I'm the only person on this island to have ever been targeted. Obviously not in the world, but on this island. If you're familiar with my other videos, I've told you all I'm from the Virgin Islands. So this is definitely a very strange and unique case. And it's odd too, because, I've said this before and I'm trying not to put my foot in my mouth, but obviously I was born and raised on this island. And there have been many scandals on this island. Many people have done really harsh, crazy shit. Like I'm talking about murder, all kinds of stuff. I've always been a good girl, right? But in high school, you know how it is when you're in high school, you get dipping and out of different things, right? You might get into trouble. I never got into trouble. I've never been a bad girl. My sisters and I have always been good girls, right? But we dated different guys in high school. And we dated some dudes that were up dealing with some stuff. I'm not going to say too much, but I saw a lot of stuff and I heard a lot of stuff. And nobody has ever been targeted on this island. And I'm getting targeted because I sent a text bearing false witness. You understand why I keep feeling like this thing is witchcraft or spiritual? Because some of the things that I've seen or heard of, even that's happened on this island, and not just heard of like word of mouth or fodder, but real factual things that's happened on this island, none of those people were ever targeted. So it just really doesn't make sense that I'm the one being targeted. It's insane to me. And I've never even been in trouble in my life, never even gotten a speeding ticket. All of the trouble that I've ever been in started after my targeting. My 3 accidents, my 3 back-to-back car accidents, going to the States and, pissing off a bunch of people, getting that speeding, it wasn't even a speeding ticket. What was it? A rolling stop ticket from that police officer in Indiana, that caused my targeting to go more viral because I felt like I had to record him to protect myself. Listen to my story, guys, so y'all can hear what's going on. But all of this started and happened after my targeting. I've never been in trouble in my life. So that's what I'm saying is crazy that I'm the one that's targeted and the cameras on me and all this crazy shit that's happening. This is why I know this shit is spiritual. But anyways, so I'm going to continue. I don't really want to go into that and start digging down the rabbit hole. That's not what this video is about. And I don't want the video to be too long either. I just really wanted to share the 2 clips that I found from this Target's page. Because like I said, although I've provided more than enough information to validate the things that I've said, and to prove that this technology exists, I've shared videos with patents, right? I've shared videos from Michael Barden's page, a former military agent who's now targeted. He gives a bunch of information on his page, so y'all should follow him. I've shared him in several of my videos, but I've shared more than enough information, documents talking about the technology that's used on targets. They actually use RFID chips and nanobots to do neural monitoring. So I've talked about this in several videos, but once you get injected with these microscopic robots, that's what they are. They're nano size. They're small enough to cross the blood-brain barrier. This is some real high science technology that's being utilized on targets, right? So once it crosses the blood-brain barrier, they're able to basically hook up to your nervous system. And from a computer screen, just like in a sci-fi movie, they are able to do all kinds of stuff, right? They can hear your thoughts. They can read your mind. They can push thoughts into your head. They can control your body, right? All of these different things, and that's important for me, having that documentation because of some of the things that started happening when I got back to island. My targeting changed. Like I said, I pissed off a lot of people when I was in the mainland because I shared some really controversial stuff in my car, Hebrew Israelite propaganda. And so that heightened my targeting. And then also, like I said, I had that incident with the police officer in Indiana where I wasn't nasty to him, wasn't rude to him, but I did say that I was going to record him because of how the interaction started out. So this is what happened. I basically pissed off some powerful people in the mainland and my targeting went to the next level. And so that's when they started using all of the extra tactics that are used on targets. That's when they started using their shadow networking software to social engineer false narratives about me. I've talked about that in my recent video, guys. Check it out. I started in my pertinent information about the targeted individual program video. I started talking about some of these things, these tactics that they use to create false narratives. So you can really start at my part 1 pertinent information about the targeted individual video to hear about these technologies that they use. It's literally called shadow networking. And this is some software that they have, an AI generator software where they can literally send videos to your YouTube, for instance, and your recommended that's full of stimuli to not only program your brain and sensitize you, but also to push false narratives. So check out that video, my part 1, my part 2, pertinent information about the targeted individual program, and all of the videos that follow. I talk about that, the technology that they use to social engineer and create false perceptions, false narratives, and to MK Ultra program the brain. Anyway, that's not what this video is about, at least not totally. Like I said, this video is just me trying to share a clip from that target I found yesterday. Again, they were trying to shadow network me because in the video I'm going to share with the target, some of the things he's saying is words that they use to sensitize me, like the word no. I forgot what other word he said. There was something else in there he said that was stimuli they used to sensitize me, but still what he was saying was good information. So again, them trying to sensitize me and program me and malign me, they ended up helping me. They keep doing that. Even with Michael Barden, they're the reason I found Michael Barden. They threw him in my recommended videos, a video about him talking about covert house harassment. This was a few months ago. And in that video, he was saying some of the words that they like to use to sensitize me. But what I did was take the information that he was giving, aside from the sensitization, and I used it to further prove my case. And I also went to his page and realized he had a lot of good information on his channel. So they keep helping me. So I'm glad when they do what they do. Anyway, so let me go ahead and share those videos. Before I do though, let me just, like as like a refresher, I guess you could say. I know some of you that have followed me and have been watching my videos. You've seen the videos I'm about to show you. I'm not about to play them, but I'm just going to go over them real quickly. Because like I said, on my own channel, I've provided more than enough documentation, videos, evidence, patents to prove that this technology exists. It's not fictitious. It's not fodder. Obama signed the BRAIN Initiative when he got into office, which is what made this program and the use of this technology expand. It's been being used for years, but it started to expand when Obama signed the BRAIN Initiative. Anyway, so first video I would say you can check out is my thought, not that one, I'm sorry. Well, I did give my experience with thought manipulation in that video, so you can check that one out as well. I'm giving you my own account of when it started. This was 4 months ago, but not that video. If you're looking for actual documentation, videos, evidence about this technology and its existence, you can check out my targeted individuals are victims of mind control. I think that's what it's called. Let me click on it real quick. And the next targeted individuals are victims of MK Ultra mind control technology. And you see the thumbnail says mind control MK Ultra. You can check that video out. You should lock the door. Care. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. So the mind control MK Ultra video, you see that as the thumbnail. In that video, you can actually see 3 clips. Anyway, guys, so in this mind control MK Ultra video, literally I just shared 3 clips, one from DARPA, where they're discussing this technology and its existence. Then I share a clip from Michael Barden, where he's discussing the technology and its existence. And then I also share a clip from another target. I don't even actually remember what that third target's name is. It's something with an R, but he shares good information about the program too, and how advanced it is now, to the point where they're actually using quantum frequencies. It's been around for years, this technology, but it's to the point now where they're actually using quantum frequencies, and he's even discussing some books that talk about this technology and its existence. So that's one video you can check out on my channel. This is another one, patent for synthetic telepathy used on targeted individuals. And in that video, I'm discussing the technology a little bit more. You can see it's not that long. It's only 9 minutes long, right? And then I also share a clip from Michael Barden's TikTok. Please follow him because he gives so much information. I learned so much information from Michael Barden. But if you go to his channel, his TikTok or even his YouTube, you can get some of these same pieces of evidence that I have. But anyways, with Michael Barden, in this video, I'm just showing a clip from his TikTok where he's talking about the patents that are that for this technology. I'm sorry for the distraction, guys. Y'all know how it is, like noise in the background, people knocking on my door, and I have ADD, so it's so easy for me to get distracted. And it's always when I'm providing evidence, or something tangible to help validate this program, right? Or validify the things that targets say. Anyway, so that in this video here, I'm just showing a clip from Michael Barden's TikTok, where not only is he showing you a diagram, the same diagram I have on my page, I'm about to show you that video next, but a diagram that was released at a freedom of speech press conference from DARPA that shows the different effects of this technology. He shares a diagram in the beginning of the video, the clip that I share, and then he also shows the patent for the technology, right? And I even showed y'all a patent for the technology in one of my recent videos. So that's what's going on in that video. And then that same diagram that I was talking about that Michael Barden shows in that video I just showed you, you can see it in my thumbnail for this video that says diagram of neuromonitoring effects on targeted individuals. So in that video, not only am I showing you the diagram, but I'm also discussing my experience with the technology. And I'm also towards the middle of the video talking about ways that you can clean the tech out of your body. When I do plan to come with future videos talking about that stuff, again, like I said, guys, I'm not really trying to do these targeted individual videos anymore, unless it's something like I absolutely feel like I need to document. But I will come with videos, holistic health videos. And in those holistic health videos where I'm just telling you how to clean out your body and heal your body naturally, I will include methods to clean the tech out of the body, because there are different things that you can do, natural things, to clean your body out. And there are even devices you can use, like the anti-nano bucket. I had videos like that posted before. For those of you that have followed, you know what I'm talking about. But that was amongst the videos that got deleted when that computer that I use got confiscated. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you can check out my update video from 4 months ago with the red update button in the thumbnail. Okay? Anyways, that's all I want to show y'all, guys. Oh, one more thing. Also, this video here that I just referenced a little while ago at the beginning of the video. The DARPA Harvard scientist exposes CIA mind control video, where I told y'all basically that in that video, I was able to find an interview, right? And this interview got like 500,000 views, almost 500,000 views. I think it was actually 400 something thousand, like under 500,000, right under. So it got quite a bit of views, quite a bit of traction, but still not enough people know about what's going on. And it's a popular YouTuber that chose to interview, now I know, Robert Duncan, the guy who created this technology and who wrote different books about it. I didn't even realize it was Robert Duncan. And all of these videos I've been just telling y'all the DARPA scientist, the Harvard scientist, because although I'm familiar with who Robert Duncan is from all the research I've done, I didn't know how his face looked. And I only just realized how his face looks because of the same target that I'm about to share 2 of his videos right now. His channel, he has a video that says Robert Duncan. And when I saw the thumbnail of who he was calling Robert Duncan, I realized I was the DARPA Harvard scientist in the video that I've been talking about, and telling y'all to check out. Because he's literally telling you in this video what the agenda of the program is. It's an experimental program, apparently, and targets are being used as some sort of control group. So they're basically experimenting with their technology on targets, so eventually they can use it on the general population. And I should have put 2 and 2 together, because in the video, he did say, when he found out that they were using the technology on American citizens, he was upset. And I remembered kind of chuckling like, yeah, right. And you work for DARPA. But I now believe him now that I know it's Robert Duncan, because even Michael Barden said, if you check out the clip that I shared from Michael Barden about the shadow networking software technology they use to send you videos with subliminal messaging to your social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, that video that I shared from Michael Barden in my part 1 pertinent information about the targeted individual video, in that same clip, Michael Barden is talking about the fact that he's had conversations with Robert Duncan, and Robert Duncan said the same thing, that he didn't know that this is how the technology would be used. So obviously he's pro the agenda of it being used on everyone, but he's not pro it being used illegally on individuals that didn't consent. So he understands that that's unethical. And so that's a thing. That's a big deal. And I didn't know that was Robert Duncan in this video. So anyways, I have a whole new found perception on the video now, and a little bit more respect too, because I was kind of side-eyeing the scientist, even though I was glad for the info. But now that I know it's Robert Duncan, I have more respect. Anyway, so let me go over to that channel, guys, now and show you guys those videos I mentioned in the very beginning, because it's just more information, more proof, more evidence to corroborate the things that you're saying and to validate your experience as a targeted individual. Oh, one more thing. You can also check out my irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real video. And the thumbnail is that picture with the FBI COINTELPRO. In that video, that's another target that I share, Targeted Tony. I share a clip from his page, a video from his page, where he's talking about, where he's sharing, I'm sorry, I heard noise in the background, guys, where he's sharing different classified targets. You know, the category 1 target that I've talked about in my different videos. You know, in my prior videos, I told y'all that there are different categories of targets, right? So I told you and I'm going to say it again. I know this is kind of redundant for those of you that have heard me say this more than once, but I'm just going to say it so that I can talk about this video from Target to Tony. But there are 4 categories of targets. You have category 1, which are the whistleblowers, which a lot of them are included in this video, this irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real video. Targeted Tony went and found different quotes and posts from classified whistleblower targets, basically that have validified the program. I'm sorry that I'm stammering, guys. I started doing so much noise in the background. It's crazy. But have basically come out and not just been whistleblower, you know, not just whistleblowing. They weren't just doing whistleblowing. They became targeted and talked about their experience as targets. And so you can see some clips from them in this video. And it's just, you know, more evidence to oh my God, to validate what you're saying. Let me just slow down, guys. You know, noise campaigns always happen when I'm doing these videos. But some days it's worse than others, and some days I might start to stammer. You know, I've already told y'all, you know, despite my history of being a teacher, I'm not a good public speaker, especially with what's going on. You know, you're being watched by so many people. Y'all know if you're really a target, you know how it is. But anyway, so this is just more evidence because these are people from classified programs, you know, that are mentally stable, mentally sane, no history of mental illness. You know, Ted Gunderson is in there, former FBI agent. Eric Snowden is not in there, but he's also a category 1 target, you know, somebody that was a whistleblower. But they have DARPA scientists in there that became targeted, NSA, people from the NSA, people from NASA that became targeted, scientists that became targeted. You know, they have a lady in there that became targeted because apparently, I think NASA, if I'm not mistaken, or the NSA tried to steal her experiment and steal her scientific work. And so she was fighting for it and she became targeted. So it's kind of like when you write a paper, you know how you try to come up with credible sources? You don't want to use Wikipedia as your source, right? You want to come up with something credible to support the things you're writing in your paper. This is basically the same thing. These are sources you can use to verify the things you're saying and validate your experience as a target. This is just yet another shred of evidence to prove that this program is real. So anyways, let me just finish what I was saying because I didn't finish my thought. There are 4 different categories of targets. You have category 1, which are the whistleblowers. So people who are part of classified government programs, you know, such as those that are included in this video that I just mentioned. Then you have category 2, which is the category I fall in, where you pissed off somebody in power and you got thrown in the program. You know, my story is complicated. You have to listen to it to hear what happened, but there's layers to my story. But I'm in category 2. There's category 3, which are completely random people, you know, didn't piss anyone off, you know, literally just living their life and woke up in this program. And if you check out that video with Robert Duncan, or I have it titled DARPA Harvard Scientist, the video I was talking about just a little while ago, you'll hear why that happens. You know, this is like an experiment. And so basically category 3 in particularly comprised of just random people from different walks of life, different sexes, ages, nationalities, etc., because they want to see how this technology will affect the general population. So just similar to how they would with a new medication, how they'll have a control group and experiment with the medication on different people from different walks of life so that they can apply those results to the general population. That's similar to what they're doing with this program, but category 3. Mind you, all of the categories were all experiments. It's the same thing. But category 3 specifically, those people are just, you know, random selection. You know, you're unlucky. You just got to deal with the cards you were dealt type of thing. And then category 4 are actual suspected terrorists. And the funny thing about it is that category is very small. It's a small sliver. It makes up a very small portion of the population of targeted individuals. Because that's kind of just the cover, you know, that's, you know, they're saying that they're doing this under the guise of protection, right? And threat assessment and threat containment, but that's really not what it's about. It's about practicing with this technology so that it can be used on the general population. And Robert Duncan talks about it in that interview that I just referenced a little while ago. So that's what the 4 categories are, guys. Anyway, so let me go ahead because the video is getting to be too long. As always, I'm really trying to speed through and not do what I always do and end up talking for 2-3 hours before I get to the main point of what this video is about. So let me go to that target that I found yesterday that they were trying to, I guess you could say, sensitize me with his video because he's, there's stimuli in his video, some of the words he's saying, but the information is golden. So I'm glad they sent it to me. So before I share his video where he's talking, I'm going to share a 17-second video that he has on his page that talks about this technology.
Something called psychoelectric weapons. Now you guys might be thinking, psycho what? And what can these weapons actually do? Well, this is where it gets super scary. They can do everything from controlling your dreams, controlling body movements, induce changes to your hearing.
Y'all heard that? 17 seconds of pure gold, right? Y'all know what I've been talking about with my experience. Those of you that have been following me, about how a few months ago, at this point it was quite a few months ago, I did that symbol with my hand. And that was when they upped the ante with the physical, the things that was happening to me physically in this program. When I did that symbol with my hand and I couldn't explain why I did it. I was just being antagonized. And I got really angry and I threw my hand up in that symbol. And it's been months and months of me trying to freaking bounce back from that symbol. And I'm running with all these false lie-ass narratives as it regards to that symbol. And so I've been just fighting and proving my point and proving my case and also providing documentation to prove that they can actually control your body with this technology. But not only that, thank the Most High, about a month or two prior to me doing that symbol with my hand, I had a very vivid dream. And in that dream, I was floating over this naked man. I've talked about it before. I don't like to keep talking about it. It's disturbing, but it's just for documentation purposes. Was floating over this naked man. He did that symbol with his hand. Him and I started to have intercourse in the dream. And then when I woke up, my ear was ringing. And if you know anything about this technology, tinnitus or ear ringing is a symptom of this technology. And I've shown y'all that in several of my different videos. As a matter of fact, one of the videos that I showed y'all on my channel and I told y'all to check out with the diagram from the Freedom of Speech Conference. Hold on, give me a second, guys. This video that says diagram of neuromonitoring effects on targeted individuals, you can see that one of the captions they have is the fact that they can cause vivid dreams, right? They can do dream manipulation. They can also, like I said, manipulate your body movements. Tinnitus, ringing of the ears, is on this diagram. That's a symptom of this technology. And I told my mom about the dream and the fact that my ear was ringing. So it's a blessing that I did that, because then a month or two later, they were antagonizing me. You have to listen to my story, guys, to hear the full story, but antagonizing me. And then eventually I got so angry that I threw my hand up in that symbol. I just said, I can't believe y'all would wish death on me. I would never do that to you, because they kept sending, with their shadow networking software, they kept hacking my pool game and playing against me with avatars that would have, pictures alluding to death. And then they would keep clicking on, like, those automated messages you can click on, like nice shot or hurry up, that type of stuff. They would keep clicking on the automated message that would say that the clock is ticking. These type of things like that. And so I remember around then not thinking that my life would ever be in jeopardy and feeling like this had gone way too far as it was, and I'm still not popping off or flashing off like how some people would. And I got so angry. I just said, man, these people so wicked. They done did so much to me already, and now they're wishing death on me. And I got mad and I just threw my hand in that symbol. I can't explain why I did it. That is the only thing, the only false narrative and thing that they've ran with that I couldn't explain, but I have explained it. Because me providing evidence that this technology can cause controlled body movements, can cause vivid dreams, and can cause tinnitus does prove it. So I did prove my case. And none of this was happening before. If you listen to my story, I've been being surveilled on camera for at least 2 years, since 2021. That was when I realized I was being surveilled in my apartment. But it could have been going on for longer than that. I've been targeted since 2020. I told y'all when it started, they could have been using the cameras before then. They never saw me doing that symbol with my hand. So why all of a sudden now I leave island, right? I try to relocate. I piss off a bunch of people, powerful people, right? In Florida, when I was in my car, I was getting gang stalked and stuff. My plans to relocate kind of busted because of what happened to me. The thing followed me and I didn't expect it to. Ended up living in my car for a little bit, watching Bible videos, sharing some controversial Hebrew Israelite propaganda. in response to what was happening to me. And I caught the attention of some powerful people in the mainland. You know, some of the controversial stuff I shared came for Jewish people, you know, it came for different races, ethnicities, nationalities. And, you know, I've already told y'all I apologize if you're of a different nationality, religion, belief system. I don't stand by any of the things that I shared in my car. You know, it was coming from an angry place, and I've said that several times. You know, and I've even provided evidence to you all that I'm not a prejudiced person. You know, I showed y'all that I just made a Thanksgiving meal in 2021 before I left Island. You know, if you check out my prior videos, I showed you all that I dated a white man before I graduated from school, a white man from Colombia. James, the guy in the Airbnb story that I was telling y'all about, the boyfriend that lived with me in the second Airbnb, he was a white Colombian. He lived with me for 5 months. So I'm not a prejudiced person. I had just dealt with a lot of prejudice, gang stalking, or racial gang stalking in Indiana. And I talked about why I think that happened. You know, I don't totally blame the people that, you know, were acting how they were acting with me, but that is what happened. And I felt resentment, and I sat in my car, and out of anger, I shared some offensive content. It's called reactive abuse. You know, I've shared that video with you guys before too, where they antagonize you and do things to you and then focus on your heinous reaction, like they didn't do stuff to cause it. So you can check out this reactive abuse video. And then also, if you want to hear more about some of the things that I experienced in Indiana and my reaction to that experience, what I'm talking about when I said I shared offensive Hebrew Israelite propaganda, you can check out my part 1 gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual video. I talk about all of that in that video. I do talk about it in my full story as well, but specifically the race thing and some of the offensive things that I shared in my car and some of the things I experienced in Indiana. I specifically talk about that in this part 1 gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual video. Um, so that's about it, guys. I don't want this video to be too long. Oh, wait a minute. There's another video that I wanted to share from that target where it's like a 5-minute video where he's just talking about thought manipulation and his experience with it. And he even name drops a scientist that, you know, talks about this technology. So I'm going to go ahead and play that video for you all as well.
Cool word. I'm back with another video. Target individual. Last night they used dream manipulation on me again. I wasn't gonna speak on it, but I needed to because I know other targets get dream manipulation. It's essentially brain to computer interface, synthetic telepathy. It's all proven science with U.S. patents. You can look it up. Dream manipulation, where they impose different thoughts by using different hertz, different frequencies from a computer because it has your brain signature. This is how they're able to do it. And they manipulate your dreams. They impose false dreams, impose false images. Dr. James Giordano is one person you can look up if you do not believe this is possible. He's a neuroscientist because this is what it is. It's neuroscience. They target the brain. They get your brain signature, and they're able to do this. So this is all facts. Synthetic telepathy, brain to computer interface. If you're hearing voices and microwave auditory hearing, the Frey effect, there's US patents for it. You can look it up. So
when he's talking about the hearing voices, he's talking about the V2K, guys.
Everything I'm saying is all facts. It's all factual. I know it's been done to me. It's been done to other targeted individuals in the past, year after year, decade after decade. A lot of people from the Bioethics Committee hearing back in 2011 when Obama was in office spoke about dream manipulation also. So it's nothing new. We know what's going on. The synthetic tinnitus, synthetic telepathy, all this stuff is man manipulated. So I always got to say, don't fear it. Do not fear these people. This is what they do. They do this to impose fear, to put you in a different state.
Now, let me reiterate again, guys, because I have to keep saying that because they run with things when I share these videos or when I do my videos. I don't word things the same way he is, and I'm not coming for him or disrespecting him. He's giving good information, and he has his own experience and his own story to tell. But I'm not trying to speak this day and impose fair stuff because it's not like I'm anti-government. I'm not. I'm anti this program. It's being used illegally on me. I'm being covertly harassed, right? And so this is why I do what I do as far as these videos go. But I'm not anti-government, and I never have been. You know, I actually contemplated joining the military several times. You know, I even showed y'all those emails shortly before I graduated from college and right before I became a target. So I'm not anti-government. I don't have an issue with the government. I have an issue with this program that's being used illegally on me. So I'm not with this they talk. I do think though when he's saying they, I think he's talking about the higher ups. So not the people, the face of the program, the main people in the mainland that run this thing. That the DARPA scientist Robert Duncan talks about in that video that I shared. The people that have an agenda with this technology. I think that's who he's talking about.
They're able to do dream manipulation when your mind is at a different level, like your beta, theta, different levels when you rest. And they're able to do it. It's able to get manipulated like that. So dream manipulation is very real.
Sorry, guys, I don't mean to keep pausing. This is the last time I'm going to do it. But you heard how he said it's somehow like they're able to manipulate the brain when it's resting, right? This is how I believe they're able to control your dreams. But also, I've told y'all I've experienced thought manipulation during those times. I've told y'all in several videos, I don't remember which ones, in several of my prior videos, that usually when I'm falling off to sleep or when I'm waking up, I'll hear like a thought in my head that I didn't think. And so I'll sit up immediately and freak out. As a matter of fact, I know exactly which video I talked about it in. That video that I did as documentation, where two of the words that they have been pushing at me to sensitize me, and I showed y'all evidence of that as well, that they had been sending it to me before those thoughts pushed in my head. Two of those words that they had been sensitizing me to for about 2 weeks pushed into my head when I woke up. The random thought that I didn't think pushed into my head. So check out this video, part 3, gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual, if you want to hear about that. And if you want to hear more info about those words that they were sensitizing me to and how they were doing it with their shadow networking software, then you can check out my part 2, gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual video. Let me also show you something else from another target. I've been carrying this screenshot around for months, y'all. This was another target, the one in the thumbnail that you see up on the screen there, that was talking about his experience with this technology. And in the comments, there was a target that was saying, I get very little V2K. They have done it to me when falling asleep and waking up. You have my sympathy, because I wouldn't like that 24/7. And I took a screenshot of that because I was like, damn, that's what happens to me. I wouldn't call it V2K. I think there's a difference between V2K and thought manipulation. Same technology and they are similar. But with the thought manipulation, what it sounds like, because I've experienced it, I don't want to bear false witness. Y'all know about when I say bear false witness, for those of y'all that are familiar with my story, you know why I keep saying that. Check out my full story if you don't know why I keep saying that. But I suspect, and I've actually documented it in that part 3 video I just showed y'all to check. I told y'all to check out the gaslighting and programming of the targeted individual. I suspect that they have used the thought manipulation on me, because I've literally woken up and had a thought push in my head that I didn't think. And I'll sit up right away and be like, what the hell? And freak out about it. But then also too, remember the MK Ultra they're using MK Ultra mind control to program your brain. Because with the shadow networking software, and I talked about this in my 2 recent videos, the last 2 videos I posted before this one that I'm about to post, they're programming you. Every time they're using their shadow networking software to push videos with stimuli in it at you. For instance, in your recommended on YouTube, you're getting programmed, whether it's subliminally or overtly. You're getting programmed. Every time you see that stimuli, it's programming your brain. It's similar to seeing a Coca-Cola ad when you're watching the movies. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the movie, you feel like you want a Coke. You got programmed. And that's what's happening with this sensitization and stimuli that they stuff down your throat 24/7. So I can admit that even that could have even been what caused it. It could have been that I was laying there programmed and that thought just pushed out of my head because they've been pushing it in my head 24/7. But I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think that's what happened. I strongly suspect that it was thought manipulation, because they had been stuffing that stimuli down my throat for 2 weeks, right? And then I woke up, wasn't thinking about anything. When you just wake up and you're just, your brain is foggy and you're just like trying to catch yourself? That's what was happening when the thought pushed in my head. I wasn't even cognizant enough to think. And I heard the thought. I heard it. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like when you think a thought, but you didn't think it. That's what it was like for me. And I sat up immediately. I was like, what the heck? Both times it's like, what the heck? I said, no way, these people are not framing me. And then I made that video and I provided evidence proving that they had been pushing that stimuli at me for 2 weeks before the thought pushed in my head, those 2 things. So the thought manipulation is real, y'all. And this target in here in the comment sections was talking about his experience with it every time he wakes up or falls asleep. So similar to what this target is saying in this video about the fact that there's something to do with sleeping and this technology, it seems like it's able to work better when you're sleeping, but they can do it when you're wide awake too, believe it. But when you're sleeping, there seems to be some sort of, I don't know, it makes it more cohesive, I guess. I really don't know. I don't know how it works completely. I'm still doing research, y'all, and I'm gonna continue playing the video.
Manipulated like this. So dream manipulation is very real. It's real science. They've been able to do this for a while now. They hide this information from the public. If the public understood what was really going on, it'd be uproar. I understand most people, when they leave high school, they do not dab into science anymore, so they don't believe science. When they leave high school, they do not, especially if they don't go to a secondary school, they just don't believe in science after that point. So a lot of things that people might speak of that's able to be done with science today, in 2022, they won't believe you. So it's like you'll be speaking to people who don't have ears. They will not understand what you're saying. Science has come a long way. Frequencies and hertz, neuroscience.
I feel like I have to keep pausing and pausing. That was supposed to sensitize me too, by the way, guys. That frequency thing he said. If you check out my videos, y'all will know what I'm talking about. But that's another thing that they didn't even really try to run with that as much. And that's actually something that really did happen. That's what I think is crazy. But around that time when the symbol was done with my hand, and they started to up the ante with the nano in my body, and it felt like I was being hit with microwave energy weapons. I talked about what started to happen to me a few months ago. Thank the Most High, I'm not in that same state that I was in a few months ago. But that was around the time I lost faith after those things started happening to me. And so one of the things I started doing was looking into astrology. And another thing was I listened to a frequency. But I realize now that they sent that to me. That was before I was aware of the fact that they were able to send videos with subliminal messaging into your newsfeed. That was before I had realized that they could target you through the TV, or as the correct term would be called, shadow network. Use their shadow networking software to basically send things to program you and sensitize you. And so I believe that frequency, I know that frequency that they sent was probably a part of the experimentation with this technology. And I talked about my experience with the frequency, so check out my videos, guys, my prior videos, if you want to hear more about that. I've talked about it in several videos, but you can check out my part 1, more evidence to disprove new allegations against me video to hear more about that frequency. But then there's also another video I talked about it in recently. I'm trying to remember which video that was. That was my part 1, more targeted individual information video. So I've talked about it in several videos, y'all, and actually that's one of the things they don't focus on, and that's, oddly enough, one of the things I actually did do. But there was this meditation. It said quantum frequency, and it said that it would help you to get to the place you want in life. It's like a meditation that can make your life better, or whatever it was saying in the beginning of the video. And I listened to it. I was in a very low state at that time. I had lost faith. Like I said, I was looking into astrology. I looked into my birth chart. I was trying to figure out different things about myself to see if I could find out why I was being targeted. I talked about why I looked into those things, even in that video, that same video I just mentioned, because I saw in a fellow Target's page, Michelle Angelic's page, that she and her boyfriend at the time, or her friend, whatever he was to her, they were talking about the fact that he had read her birth chart and he was able to see why she became targeted. So at that time, I was kind of looking into any and everything foolishly. And I looked into my birth chart. And so that's how I was looking into the astrology. I just looked into my birth chart. But then also, too, around that time, that frequency was sent into my newsfeed. And so me not knowing that they were able to send stuff to me, to sensitize me and program my brain, I didn't realize that, and I was in a desperate state. And I listened to it. I said, okay, well, anything will do right now, right? So I played the frequency while I was falling asleep. And they said, just listen to this and follow my voice. It was called a guided meditation. And it was supposed to be quantum frequency, right? So I listened to it, and the guided meditation was basically just telling me to close my eyes, envision the things that I wanted in life, envision how I wanted my life to be going right now, just stuff like that. I talked about it in that video that I just showed y'all to view. And so I ended up listening to the video, and I was just envisioning things, envisioning myself living the life I thought I would live after graduating from college. Just a regular life, working a successful job, married, kids, etc. Just the regular stuff any woman wants. And then I fell asleep and I woke up and my eyes were rolling up in my head. And I was going, and it was literally so bad too that I actually started to sit up out of the bed and I felt it happening and I shook it off and I said my prayers. And I had only watched about, you could say, 10 minutes of the frequency and it was already doing that to me. It had already knocked me out and was doing that to me. And I said my prayers and I took it off. But there's something to do with frequencies and this technology. Even in that DARPA scientist interview, apparently it's Robert Duncan, like I told you all, he talks about quantum frequencies. In that video, the MK Ultra mind control video that I showed y'all I posted, where I shared a clip from DARPA and also a clip from Michael Barden, and I told y'all there was a third target in that video and I don't remember his name. He's talking about quantum frequencies. So there's something to do with quantum frequencies in this technology. And they're using frequencies. Remember, you're chipped with the RFID chip. That's an acronym for radio frequency identifier. So they're using frequencies to control this technology. So it's all about frequencies. The Earth is on a frequency, a natural frequency. So what they're doing with this technology is they're emulating the Most High's creation. The Earth is on a natural frequency. They're creating these man-made frequencies. The brain is like a natural computer with your neurons and your neurotransmitters. They're creating fake, you could say, brain-like technology with the nanobots and their computer systems, etc. It's all just emulation of the Most High's creation, and then they're bioengineering and connecting it and creating this Frankenstein type stuff. So that's what's going on. But anyway, so I just wanted to let y'all know they were, I think, trying to sensitize me with that frequency word too. Because like I said, they did send this video in my news feed and they used their shadow networking software to do it. So I believe they put certain keywords in and, videos pop up with those keywords in and they throw it into your news feed. But I also believe they can actually change videos too as you watch it. That I haven't totally verified, but I strongly believe that from some of the things I've seen. And then even on Truth Hurts Hypocrisy America, another Target's page, some of the things he shared on his video, in his videos, I believe they have the technology to do that as well, which would be nothing. That's small cake, that's small beans compared to what they're doing, where they can chip your brain and do all these different things. Anyway, so let me go ahead and finish playing this video for y'all.
All this stuff is like valid when you talk about stuff like this. The everyday citizen in America won't know what we're talking about, and that's the sad part, because they're ignorant to the fact that this is going on and it's been happening for years. But the government and the officials know, the intelligence agencies, they know that most people will be ignorant to this. So when you speak like this and speak of hearing voices with microwave auditory hearing, the fray effect, different frequencies, post frequencies,
I don't totally agree with him when he says that the government knows that people will be ignorant to it. I don't think so, because I know for a fact that my gang stalkers knows this technology is real. And they full on be doing noise campaign in support of it. So I don't think that the general population, I'm not going against him because again, like I said, he's given good info. But I know why he would feel that way, because you are gaslit as a target and they will make you feel like you're crazy. So you might really think, well, damn, it's so unbelievable. Maybe they don't believe that it exists. But no, they know it exists. I know for a fact my gang stalkers knows it exists. So I don't think the government thinks that people will be so ignorant that they won't believe it. But I think that they know that typically people tend to trust their government. So they're going to go along with what the government says to do, even if it means using this technology. And again, I'm not anti-government. I'm just anti this program. And I have a right to have that opinion. I'm anti this program and I'm anti the use of this technology. That doesn't mean I'm going against the government. I have a right to have an opinion. But that's what I think is going on. I think people just tend to trust their government and they're going to go along with whatever's being utilized. And I think that's what's going on. I don't think people are ignorant to the technology. They're very well aware of it.
Talk about dream manipulation, urge induction. People would not believe this is being done, especially remotely. But it's all science. It's all science. I think around the time when people graduate high school, the last thing they probably remember is like photosynthesis when it comes to science. And it's pretty much where the book stops with science to them. But if you really dissect and understand the way the world works, everything is pretty much categorized with science. The government views science. MIT, a top college, views science. A lot of other people around the world, they hire the best scientists to work for them. So I don't know why people don't believe in science and don't understand how far advanced science is. Look at companies like DARPA. I mean, it's crazy. But dream manipulation is very real. If you're a targeted individual getting dream manipulation, speak about your experience. I'm speaking about mine to help other targets. I don't feel the need to hide what's going on with me. I'm proud of what I'm doing. I know I'm helping people who need help. I'm not living in a dream world, in a metaverse, in a fake scenario. I don't have a mental illness. This is what's going on. It's real technology. It's real science being manipulated by real citizens, by real people on America. So America is using this on American citizens on American soil. This is what's going on. So you're a targeted individual. I hope you understand it. Look up Dr. James Giordano, please. He will make you understand how they're able to access, alter, and affect the brain. So this is why this is possible. This is how it's possible. And he'll go more in depth. Cool world when I get more information. I'll be back with another video. One.
All right, so y'all can go ahead and follow him if you'd like. I just followed him yesterday. Not really familiar with this target like that, but I did just follow him yesterday. So that's where I got that information from, guys. And that's all. This video isn't going to be too long. You know, this is just, I guess you could say, more documentation. I know in the last, I want to say 3 to 4 videos, I've said I'm not going to be posting any more targeted individual videos, guys, unless I need to document. And literally, I've posted about 4 more videos. But I mean what I'm saying. I don't intend to keep giving this program my energy and my time. And I don't intend to keep posting these videos. I've posted more than enough information to validate the existence of this program. I've shared information about the technology used in the program, and I've shared my experience. So I don't really intend to keep making these videos, unless, again, like I said before, I absolutely need to document something. But I wanted this on my page. You know, this is just more evidence, again, to show you that this technology exists. I didn't need to post anymore. I've already posted documents, patents, etc. But I still wanted to post this also. And also, guys, I will put links to, and I did this in my recent videos anyways, but I will put links in the description box to the mosquito insect drone technology that they use to surveil you in your personal spaces 24/7. Basically, insect drones, or MAVs, you know, what does that stand for again? Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain freeze. What's going on? My brain went blank, y'all. I've talked about these MAVs in several of my videos. They're micro air vehicles. So basically miniature air vehicles that's utilized by the military. They're called MAVs, also known as insect drones. So basically they look like mosquitoes, you know, flies, dragonflies, those type of things. They use those to surveil you, and it's real insects that they basically chip, similar to how they're chipping you. They chip them in the pupa or pupa stage, so that they can control them, remote control them, right? And so they have microphones on them. They can listen to what you're saying. They have cameras on them. This is how they're watching you in your private spaces. So if you feel like you're being watched and you don't understand how, that's how they're doing it. And the scary part with the mosquito drones, they can inject you with the RFID chip and with nanobots. You hear the noise campaign that started when I started talking about that? I know y'all can hear that. Anyways, but they inject you with the they inject you via the mosquito drones with the RFID chip and the nanobots. If you're wondering how they inject it into you, that's how. Because I've heard many targets wondering how it happens. You know, I even heard Michael Barden, who knows so much information. He was saying that he thinks it happens when you go for surgeries, like consensual surgeries. You know, they might approach the doctor with a non-disclosure and let them know that this is a matter of national security and that they have to insert this chip in you, and that it has to be kept quiet. It's not that complicated. All they're doing is taking these insect drones, and this is how high tech and high science this program is, and they're injecting you with RFID chips and with nanobots. And I have links to articles and videos from the military that talks about this technology. So I will put those links in the description box. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I don't have anything else I want to say as far as this program goes. And my future videos, like I said, will be about natural health. I'll be coming with some holistic health videos on how you can clean your body out, how you can clean the tech out of your body. Might do a tutorial on how to make the anti-nano bucket. I had 3 of those videos posted, and they were amongst those videos that got deleted. Might do some natural hair videos. I had a natural hair video posted that got deleted as well. And yeah, workout video. I told y'all I would be showing y'all my workout journey. I've been working out. So I will come with videos just showing y'all my progress. At this point now, it's been about 2 months since I've been working out. So I do not look the same as when I first started. I'm already seeing some tone and some development in my thighs and stuff, my calves and everything like that. But I'm still not anywhere near where I want to be. So I still can do a video and show y'all what I'm looking like now and what I'm gonna look like if the most high spirits in my life when I get where I'm trying to be, what my fitness goals are. Right now the issue for me is mass. I've been putting on, you could say I'm on a cut right now. Because I, lack of resources and so on and so forth. I'm eating. It's not like I'm not eating. Some targets have it real bad. I have a roof over my head. I'm eating, so I can't complain. But I don't have my own cash. I'm still working on getting a job. So at the moment I am unemployed, still waiting to hear back from a job that I'm kind of going through the hiring process of. Um, and I am also trying to get food stamps, guys. I'm up front. I am trying to do that as well. I'm not above anything. So I'm trying to do that as well. But right now I'm just kind of eating what's available to me. So I'm not able to eat enough to get the protein to build the mass that I'm trying to build. So you can say I'm kind of like on a cut right now. But my body looks really good. It's definitely looking a lot better. It's looking like mush before. I was skinny, but I wasn't seeing the definition that I'm used to seeing in my body, because of things that's been happening, laying in my bed and different things like that. So I'm looking a lot better, and I would like to show y'all my workout journey and just keep y'all updated with that. So that's the type of videos I'll be posting in the future, y'all. Career updates, school updates. I do want to go back to school. I know I've come with 3 different things to y'all, and I like I said, I'm keeping it real with you. I'm still not really sure what I'm doing as far as future career goes. I mean, yes, I'm definitely interested in this job that I've applied to, and I'm planning to do that long term as well. But I'm also looking into, as far as my degree goes, doing something with my degree. I've taught for years, but I would like to also build off of my degree. And so if I don't get back into education, I would like to get my master's anyway, whether I do get back into education or not. I am trying to get my master's. And so I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was looking at speech pathology. I was looking into that, getting my master's in that. I was looking into technical writing where I can mix the tech with the English, because I did tell y'all I was coding and looking into becoming a developer. So I was looking into technical writing. I was looking into becoming a psychiatrist. Y'all saw that video where I posted, talking about going into school again, trying to go to medical school and stuff. The only reason I'm kind of like laying off of that a little bit is because it's just the process, man, the time that it's going to take. I'm already 31. I'm making 32 in about 2 months. Actually, a month. What am I saying? Let's tell you, time is flying. In December, if the most I spares my life, I'll be 32. And I saw some people, I even took a screenshot of it. I saw some people in their 40s that go to medical school. This one guy was following, he went to medical school in his 40s and he became a doctor at age 52. So that's something that I could do. If I do decide to take that journey, then I wouldn't become a doctor until my 40s. It's something that can be done. But I'm just thinking to myself, what would be more conducive for me and my goals. So that's why I kind of put that. It's not totally like off the table, but that's more on the back burner now. Anyway, guys, so that's it. I'll be keeping y'all updated. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Peace out.